Hey y'all. Okay, I know I was supposed to do like a morning motivation. I was on TikTok this morning, and I just had a lot of stuff to do. So I'm here. We're gonna do our little videos. I'm doing my 30 minutes. Like I've been trying to hold myself accountable with doing it, but we're gonna do it. I chose to put on a little chocolate and like peanut butter today, cause whatever. I just felt cute, so I wanted to look cute. Um, let's get into it. I have been, sorry, it's your girl, IDripIsh, your favorite concept creator, TT-ish, Mama-ish. I'm here to give you the advice-ish. All right. Um, we're going to touch on like divorce because I had a lot of people just start asking, like, okay, I've been divorced for about a year now. It took them about a year to actually just finalize it. Don't know why. We didn't have kids. I had already sold our house. Our, credit was paid off. Everything was like good. So I don't know what took so long. But I think everything that God does is for a reason and for a season, and everything happens in His align or His divine timing. So I was like, okay. Last year I got kind of upset. I was like, this is taking way too long. Like, it ain't that crucial. I really thought this judge had it out for me because I was like, lady, everything's signed. We have no contestant. Like, we're doing like, what's going on? And the lady just kept just pushing, like re-pushing our divorce case back, doing this, doing that. So I was like, okay, whatever. And in the midst of that last year, we got on to Divorce Court, the actual TV show. So yes, I am on Divorce Court. Y'all can always go check it out under Ishmaelita. We had Star Jones. After watching it, it kind of made me just cry because I was like, dang, this man really didn't like me. And I was like, then why even be married to somebody you don't like or you don't want to be with? That makes no sense. So then you have to start questioning yourself, like, was it ever really love or was it ever really anything? And then and the other part of me is like, F him, you know what I'm saying? His loss, just, it was a back and forth thing, I would say, definitely with the divorce, but it was just back and forth thoughts in my head. So before I even attempted to get divorced, I did go through counseling. I told him we need to have individual counseling and then we need to go to marriage counseling. He chose to do neither. So I was like, okay, so I'm just doing me. But like getting a divorce wasn't an easy process because, once you say you're going to get married, I said I'm never going to get divorced. So I try to stay loyal to my word. But, things happen. And I was like, I love my life more than anything. So I had to get out that marriage. But getting divorced, that took a big step, I guess. Because we were married about 5.5 years. And I had to go from like being, well, at least with somebody to back to being alone again, which I was single for 8 years before I got married, which was cool. But I got tired of being alone too. So I was like, okay, I definitely don't want to settle this time. And I don't want to just be under somebody just for comfort. No. But like after getting divorced, some people told me like, oh, just date a little bit, but don't do too much. And then some people told me, no, be single for a year or two. Just do you. Date yourself. And I'm like, I don't want to date myself. No, that's weird. I mean, some people do. I don't like to date myself. I'm a people's person. But I also was like, I don't mind entertaining a date or two, but also I'm not trying to jump into another relationship either. And somehow after my separation, right before the divorce is finalized, I end up getting into another relationship. Cool. He kind of, I ain't gonna say rushed me. We got together like within 4 or 5 months, about 4 months or so, which was cool, but he wasn't ready for that relationship either. So after that ended after like 8 months, and I was just like, well, what was the point of even starting something if he wasn't gonna finish it, right? So I was just like, you know what, forget it. Like I'm not really looking. I will still entertain a date or two, but then at the on the back end, I had my friends and family still telling me, well, don't date nobody. Just sit down because you kind of go on dates a lot. And I'm like, I really don't. It's like, don't clock my dates, boo, because, baby, I do me. You do you. I mean, I just have some crazy stories, but they be like, oh, every other week. I said, every other week, I'm not going on a date. I just sometimes forget or to tell people, but, like, it is what it is. I'm grown. I don't have to answer to nobody. I just need your support. I don't want to hear it like, yeah, because I don't tell y'all how to move and shake with y'all dating world or y'all marriages or breakups. I just try to be a support system, right? Cool. So when I tell people after divorce, like sometimes people grieve right away, sometimes people grieve years later, sometimes people grieve like within a few months. You just never know. For me, I grieved my marriage, my divorce about a year, about this year later. And it wasn't even sad tears or anything of that nature. It was just more so like, I'm happy that I'm out of that marriage because I'm safe. But then the other part of me still like, you just miss, I ain't gonna say I miss the idea. I miss what I thought marriage was supposed to be like. You know, having that best friend, doing everything together, ride or die. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we're doing. You know, I miss that. And I didn't have that in my marriage, you know? Of course, he was down to do mostly everything and just chill. But like, I need somebody that's just as up as me, you know, that can match my vibes. And it took I would say it played a big toll. So when I grieved, I was grieving spiritually. It took me about a good week or so, but I was just crying because I was letting all the emotions out from the marriage because I was thankful that I got out safe and sound, and I was grateful that I got to see a different side of it. Like, I don't hold any grudges. I'm not upset. I had to forgive myself, one, then forgive him, two. So that kind of played a part of me, like grieving the whole marriage and getting divorced because, you know, as we were raised, you know, Black people, as we were raised, we don't believe in divorce. We make it work no matter what. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's in some instances and not in some. You know, it's like, I never want to push anything onto anybody. I was like, there has to be something more. But when it's an unhealthy and toxic relationship, baby, get out while you can. And that goes for men or women because everybody a little cray cray. So when I tell you I had to grieve a little bit, it took me about a year. Um, I definitely did some counseling and stuff, and I definitely had to just take some me time. And I still date, entertain, but I don't want to be a person to impose anything on anybody. I definitely don't want it to be done unto me. So when I told people to stop joking about it, or I told people to, it's not funny, because like it does hurt. If they respected it, cool. If they didn't, I had to move around because it's not fair for somebody to like crack jokes about your life when it played a big toll on you as a person you are, the person you're becoming. So it was just a lot to deal with. So I like being divorced is not, it's not a bad thing. I actually enjoyed the lessons I learned in the relationship and how I want to move and shake for my next relationship. Yes. But I definitely don't want to get back into the same thing. Sorry, y'all. Some of my kids, they just be bothering me. Okay. Anywho, so like getting the divorce was like I think the best decision I could do for me. But finding the new version of me, this next chapter, this new season, was definitely like difficult because, hello, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, who are you gonna be? What's your? And I was like, be the person that you always said you wanted to become. And I was like, okay, so I had to start slowly. It took me a minute to get to this person back again, to get to this confidence level, to be okay with just not being with anybody. It just takes a minute, and that should be okay for some people. Now, some people might not like it. Some people want to get right over one and under a new one, and they can grieve with their new partner if the other partner accepts it like that. But I never want to just bring any type of trauma or drama into my new relationship. Never that. I definitely want to take my time. I definitely want to get to know somebody. I don't want to be rushed into anything. In the way the dating world has been these days, these guys are definitely weird. Some of them want to rush you. Some of them want to talk smack to you. They want to be mean to you. They're like mean nice. They want to go up and down on a roller coaster. And I'm looking like I ain't got time for it. That's just weird. Like I went on I went on a date last week, and it's an older guy. He's like maybe 14 years older than me. That was like probably our third or fourth date, and he didn't get to really see me. And this man was like, "Oh, hey, Deepa," and he was just like, "Oh, he came in, give me a hug, gave me a little hug because I was already sitting down." And he was like, "You're just so mean to me," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "You're just so mean." I was like, "What did I tell you about approaching me with the way you talk?" I said, "The way you talk is really toxic." And I said, don't bring that over here. He was like, I'm just playing. I was like, you're not playing because every time I see you, you got something negative to say, and then you want to backdoor with a fake compliment, and then go back to being the same way you are. So he was just like, ugh. And he started drinking and drinking more. And I was like, well, maybe you need to cut that down. I will never cut this down. I'm gonna always do this. I said, okay, cool. That's not what time I'm on. And you get meaner when you start drinking. So I definitely could see the signals. And I was like, run, bitch, run. So mama was like, okay, you know what? I'm about to exit. I gotta get ready for the call time. We're supposed to get on the thing for acting thing. Cool. Yeah. Blocked. I don't have time for it. I don't have time for your guidelines. Okay. I was like, I don't have time to be dealing with people and they're nasty nice. Or just guys. I think guys don't think, I think they're older, so they're kind of stuck in their ways and they don't want to learn new ways, and they say they are open to it and trying to, but they're not. Because I know for a fact one tried to get like a little lick back or get back or whatever because I stopped talking to him, and I was like, dude, it wasn't that. It's just I don't have time for it. I said, if anything has to come out your mouth that's negative, or you're so gun ho, you gotta spend time. You gotta spend time. And I'm telling you, I really don't. I have time when I have time. If you can't understand that, then so be it. That means we don't have the right time. That means we're not aligned for each other at this present time. Cool. I'll catch you another way around. So I think people with like some of the older men, they do this little back and forth tit for tat because they want to have the one up. Cool, do you? I'm a gladly exit left, and I'm around while I can. And a lot of women are single because of certain things, and they try to blame the women. The men try to blame women try to blame men, and I think everybody's just miscommunication, and they're not listening to each other, and they're not understanding each other. Granted, I don't think everybody needs to agree. We can agree to disagree, but if you still want to mess with somebody, then do so. If you don't, then don't do so. Correct? I don't want to impose my thing. I told the dude, I was like, look, I'm just not feeling it. You're probably not feeling it because apparently you have nothing bad. You have nothing but bad things to say or whatever. So I'm just gonna move around. But why? But why do you think I want to sit here and you sit there and you constantly like talk down on me, and then oh no, but I like you. So it makes sense. That's that toxic stuff that a man does. It's like a control thing. Nasty nice, nasty nice. Let me lower her self confidence just so I can try to braise it up, just to bring it back down, just to bring it back. It's just too much. Been there, done it. I'm aware of the signs more so now than ever. And yeah, I don't if I don't want to, I just don't want to. I'm grown. I don't have to answer to nobody. I don't have a reason to. I'm grown. I do what I do. That's like being divorced is cool. I do miss the aspect of having like my best friend partner to, build with and stuff. And, when he sees fit, he gonna give me one, hopefully a good one. Let's pray about it. Okay, I was like, I ain't asking for much. I just need somebody to love me the right way, build with me, you know what I'm saying, the way we need to. I need my best friend. Is that too much to ask for? Ask for a best friend, somebody I can ride or die with. Like, that's what I want. Nothing too much. Just that. And I don't know. People just be like, they feel like they got so many options. So I let them have their options. That's cool. It makes me a difference, neither nor here nor there. Like, I'm still do what I do. Um, yeah, I decided I wasn't going on any more stuff that didn't make sense. Everything I do from that point on has to make sense. Dating has to make sense. The person I start hanging with, or I guess seeing, has to make sense. Because I enjoy my peace and I enjoy being happy and I enjoy just life. I don't have time to focus on the negative entities that are surrounded by me. I had somebody tell me, he's like, your energy shifted. And I was like, yeah. I was like, sometimes I get in my head, but give me 2 seconds. I'm going to pick it back up. But I don't think my energy shifts. Sometimes you're just in your head and you're kind of stalled. So people kind of misconceive of what it is. Or, I was like, it's not that deep. I'll let you know when it's deep. But other than that, let me be. You do you, and I'll do me. So, yeah, that's about it. All right, y'all. I was just coming in to tap in and say hello. Talk about this little divorce and grieving real quick. I got to go do my thing on TikTok, and I got to go finish looking at movies and doing what I do. All right. Bye, Felicia's.